Boy Music Channel.
Alrighty then, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome everyone. My name is Michael, I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and welcome to the Ruby Phoenix, our Pathfinder 2nd Edition adventure, which takes place in the lands of Tianxia, the Asian-inspired areas of the Pathfinder home, well, it's not a homebrew setting, it's a home setting. The Pathfinder home setting of Galarian. Joining me today are my wonderful Patreons. Behold, here they are in all of their glory, as we embark on a prequel adventure to the Fist of the Ruby Phoenix adventure that has been released by Paizo. Now, we haven't actually started that yet, but we are well and truly on its way. Good morning, good evening, guys. How are you guys doing?
Good evening. Doing good.
Doing good? Awesome. Wonderful to hear. Wonderful to hear. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the story or where we are at the moment, don't fret, because we are a very, very inclusive group, including, of course, you guys, because you audience members are going to be joining me behind the GM screen as we influence the game, talk about what's happening, and, of course, stir up some mischief, but more on that in just a moment. For now, let's meet the characters and see who we've got playing what, starting with none other than our dear friend Sean, who plays the role of Kaito, our water-based sorcerer Kitsune. Hello, Sean.
Hello. Yeah, so Kaito is a twice orphaned kitsune. Well, maybe his second father is still alive.
To not act coy for the people who might be brand new to the channel and have never met you before, or your characters.
Yeah, so he was orphaned at the age of 3 in Goka, and while he was kind of scrounging around on the streets, he was stealing from a tea shop, and the tea shop owner, instead of calling the guard on him, took him in and raised him, and tried to raise him as a better person. Didn't take for a while. And then just very recently we found out that he might not be alive anymore, so that's kind of mostly what's on his mind now. And you're muted. We have a silence wizard.
Thank you. And hopefully after a little bit of time we will get to learn whether or not your adopted father is indeed okay or not. Because, it did not look good last we left. Tamaki, played by the wonderful Neil from a.k.a. Immersion Diversion. Good morning, my friend. How are we?
Hello. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Tell everyone about Tamaki.
Oh, Tamaki is he's a ancient elf investigator, training to be a magistrate. Magistrate in training, I guess, they can do the same thing. Because he's not as skilled as a fighter as his brothers. His dad taught me how to be more tactical, and that's not working out much well either. So we're getting there. I got caught up with this group, and they ended up following them outside of to town. We're gonna search for some masters to try and fight the Oni Daimyo.
Indeed. And hopefully, you will you'll get to prove yourself to yourself, and hopefully your family as well through your exploits with this group. Next on our list is a relatively new member to the group. This is Fumihito, a member of the Jade Palace, protectors of ancient and rare reliquary. Fumihito is played by our dear friend Avarian CA. Hello.
Hello. I have a needy cat for some reason.
That is okay. The Dead Aussie Gamer stream is always welcoming to furry friends and family.
Yes, I am playing Fumihito, who is a member of the Jade Palace / Jade Temple. I am a collector of eccentricity and esoterica, like this cat.
It's like I heard you.
Oh, that's it. Then no anything else? Like why was your character? Why was your character monk? Why did your character decide, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to go collect random and rare esoterica. Where's the origins of your desire to do this thing?
So when I was much younger, in my younger years, I was telling fortunes and tales down by the docks to earn coin to help my family get by. One day, a gentleman stopped by, and he would run a coin across the knuckles of his hand while I dealt out the cards. And after a while, I noticed that his fortunes kept coming up the same, regardless of how the cards were sorted or randomized. I started watching the individual to try to figure out what had happened and how this, came about, and eventually, put two and two together and determined it might have something to do with his coin. So, seeking out information on this coin, I followed him one day and wound up being pulled into the Jade Temple, where I was accepted as an acolyte and then started collecting.
Very cool. Very cool. We have a request. What is our feline player's name?
That was Puck. He is a cap and saddle cat.
All right.
Who's now gotten bored of me and wandered off.
Actually, that sounds about it. That sounds about right.
That sounds like a cat.
All right. Next up, we unfortunately do not have a rock protector playing the role of Takeshi, the nature-based ranger. But he is off recovering. That's what he's doing. Yes, Takeshi is off recovering. But they are currently a servant of the wind and the wave and nature in itself, and are accompanying our group at the behest of the master of the waves, when they basically joined up with the group and began to help them on their quest. And last but certainly not least, we have playing the role of the samurai, or should I say the ex-samurai, the Ronin now, Ryoshi, is our dear friend, All Things Fantasy, aka Wolven, aka our friend here. Hello!
Good morning! How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you. Tell us about Ryoshi. I think you've got a lot to say now.
Yes, of course. I play Ryoshi Akasanga. Well, not so much Nakasanga anymore, as he was cast out of his family's abode and the family itself, as he was accused of murdering a member of the close-knit family. His grandfather, the head of the family, is well aware that Ryoshi only acted in the best intentions and didn't mean to kill his uncle. However, most of the other family did not see it as such, as they saw it as almost a takeover, as Ryoshi invited these hapless group of adventurers into his home who started poking their nose where it didn't belong and started trying to kill everything that came in front of them.
Sounds about right.
As you can tell, Ryoshi obviously had a bit of, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Qualms about that particular incident, but having this connection between Oni and his family made very troubling news to him. So after investigation, it turns out his uncle was in fact turning members of his family into Oni-powered super soldiers, mindless slaves. And he wasn't too thrilled about that. Not thrilled about that at all. After his investigation, after the death of his uncle, he was kicked out of his family and decided to tag along with this group of adventurers to take down the Oni Daimyo, bring honor back to his own name, and hopefully find his place back in the Akasanga household.
Indeed, a noble quest, and one that will hopefully yield better fruit when you have proven yourself worthy of the clan name that has been stripped of you. Now, before we continue on, guys, we're going to take a quick moment to thank our sponsors. Guys, we have sponsors who look after our channel and help us look as good as we can. That is, of course, Hero Forge, which we thank for the wonderful artworks you can see on screen, as well as Fantasy Grounds for the VTT that we use. There's an affiliate link there, so any purchases you make from Fantasy Grounds, a little bit goes back to DAG, which is always fun. Sirenscape for the beautiful sound effects that you will hear throughout the course of today's game. And, of course, if you guys enjoy the maps that we use, we have an actual maps command. Look at that. These are all of the guys whose maps we have utilized utilize and are utilizing for the purposes of this game. And yeah, these guys, they do amazing stuff. They do absolutely amazing work. So yeah, consider going and checking these guys out as well. But lastly, we want to thank our biggest sponsor, our best sponsor, should I say, my favorite sponsor, and that is you guys in the audience. Thank you so much for being here and donating, at the very minimum, your time. Thank you for spending your morning, evening, or afternoon with me as we go through these wacky and wild adventures. There are a number of ways that you guys will be able to interact with the game as we play, whether it's through channel points that you earn simply by watching, or if you feel like supporting the channel, you can type in !GM, which you can once I turn all that on, because I forgot to turn it on, but you will in a moment. But yes, there it is. Okay. So yes, there are a number of different rewards that you'll get. For $5, you can give someone a hero point, which will allow them to stave off death, roll with advantage, or petition the GM for stuff that may not necessarily be in the game. For $10, I will go through a random deck of plot twists, draw 3 random plot twists, and you get to pick one that simply happens. Just that's it. It just literally happens, because that's,
And they're really fun.
they are very
We
fun.
haven't
They
had
are
one in
they
a
are.
while.
Well, everything I do is fun, thank you. But yeah. But then of course, there it is. Boom. For $20, you can gain a golden natural 20, which can be used to give a natural 20 to any member of the group, or of course your GM itself. And lastly, for $50, you can increase the difficulty of a challenge or provide a magic item to the group. Last but not least, there is the secret menu item. The secret menu item is something that creates a grand spectacle, something that massively changes the game. It is a boss fight. It is a catastrophe. It is something. Hey, Vortag, thank you so much for the bits, and welcome in. It's been a while. Hope you've been well. But yes, for the $100 one, like for example, we did we have a winter game that runs on Wednesdays. The last we had a secret menu item was on that one where we had an avalanche happen. Today's secret menu item is quite simply this. The group itself has been avoiding / evading the Sakura King. There will be a remnant of the Sakura King, which will return and confront our PCs in the secret menu item for today. So there you go. That's the secret menu
Boss
item.
fight number 2.
All right. I think that's everything. I think that's everything I need.
Yeah.
Are we good to kick off?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right.
Let's
Well,
do
without
this.
any further ado,
Hey.
let's dive in. Now, when last we left our heroes, they were in the city of Kasai, nestled deep within the lands of Minkai. After having been ejected from the Akisanga house after their discretions against the family, our heroes are now preparing for the trial of the warrior scholars, a series of tests that will test out their strength, their wits, their guile, and of course their ability to command as they are undergoing a test that is used to see if you are worthy of station here in the city. Their sponsor, a mysterious kitsune man, has asked Tamaki and the others to represent him in the Warriors contest, and they have graciously agreed. As the preparations are underway, the first of the trials is later this evening, with Tamaki and Kaito, well actually with everyone, gravely injured after their encounters with the Akasanga clan. Ryoshi takes a bit of time to mend wounds, as does Tamaki. But time is now approaching, and, well, you are asked to go to the royal palace. If there's anything you would like to prepare or have with you before you leave, now is the time to acquire it.
We should definitely, at the very least, meet up with him and talk with him, find out more about the rules of this tournament. very
Well,
least.
first of all, you know it's not a tournament. Secondly,
Oh, yeah.
you
contest.
have been told that there are 3 sections to this. The first section is your test of intellect. Second is your test of strength, and third is your test of wits.
Yeah, but I forgot. Didn't he mention other like that other people could participate alongside of Tamaki, or is it just Tamaki by himself?
He did mention that there are others who can be championed with or in tandem to Tamaki. Yes.
Okay.
I guess if anybody would be willing to join me in this.
I can't.
I
Unfortunately.
will.
You can take place in the other ones that aren't combat.
True.
We were told that not all of them are physical confrontations.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
But I also not particularly. I don't consider myself an intellect either.
Yeah, but you have knowledge that others may not.
Mhm.
The choice is yours. I'm just saying, don't discount yourself.
True. Yeah, we'll see what they
Plus,
entail.
it always gives us a better chance. The more of us there are. So
All right. Oh, well, we might as well find out which one they have you doing first.
true. So I guess would
well,
we
to re-
head there? And yeah.
Okay. Well, presumably at this point you head towards the palace.
Yes.
All right. Heading towards the palace, you can see a large and opulent building. Large blue awnings tile the roofs here, as you could see this wide and open courtyard. There, dozens of would-be competitors seem to be ready and waiting, many of which seem to be wearing their very, very formal and regal attires. Others seem to be wearing heavy-set armors and carrying large and very imposing weapons. You can see that there are indeed a few samurai, and Ryoshi, you do recognize a few members of the Akasanga clan as well.
I do not approach them, and don't expect them to approach me either.
They do not, and yes, they do notice that you're there as well. But they again just kind of like carry on their own what's the word? Affairs. Thank you. Yeah. All right.
Mhm.
As you are gathered, the sound of instruments rise up, and the crowd begins to hush. A small page steps forward. All who stand here, be you worthy by strength of arms, strength of mind, or strength of honor, you here shall fight and prove against one another to be once and for all a true master of the scholarly warrior way. I am Page, and you are all here to impress none other than the Empress herself. Gesturing up to the top of a banner, you could see a woman dressed in green regal attire, very, very wide, kind of colorful clothes, with a huge hat with gold veils dripping over her eyes. Immediately, everyone sort of goes to their knees and bows.
I do as well.
Yeah, very quickly follows suit.
Yeah, Hiroshi.
The Empress wishes you all luck and says that your merit and your worth will be shown here, but will not define you. Even in loss, there may still be strength to be gained. So no matter what situation you find yourselves, do not sell yourselves short. Do not give up too readily. The first round shall be a test of your intelligence. All competitors may head through the gate and register at the front desk.
All right, who's coming with? I know I'm going.
I'm going.
I can try.
You coming, Roshi?
All right.
Yes.
All right, sweet. Looks like we're going. Oh, we're going. Yep.
All right. You step through the large, bright red gates, and on the other side, you can see several lines that expand throughout the entire length of this very, very large chamber. You can see that there is at least 200 people here. The line weaves and ducks and winds around, and the line seems impossibly long. You go and stand in it, I presume. All right. You're in line. All right. What do
I'm
you
going
do
to take
now?
this opportunity to look at the other competitors to see if I know anything about them. Strengths, weaknesses.
There are 200 people here. If you want, I could sit down and try to name 200 random assortment things and pray that you would memorize all these things. Or alternatively, we could use the rest of our 2 hours in a better fashion and just presume that there are some people you know, there are some people you don't know. Some of which are impressive and some are not.
I have. Oh, sorry. What?
I was going to ask if people are talking around us, could Roshi kind of overhear what they're saying?
You get a general vibe of impatience from most people, but yeah, no one. I mean, like, is there anything you're hearing out or listening out for in particular? Like, you know,
just seeing if there are people overconfident, underconfident. You know,
seeing
what the general got, seeing if they are talking amongst their friends about, oh yeah, did you see this, or this, and just general stuff that's around me.
Sure. You get the impression that you've never done the Scholar Challenge yourself, but from the way that people are talking, the Scholar's Challenge is something that they do every year, but not every year is someone selected for the as a warrior scholar. The last one was 5 years ago, where one person was granted the role of warrior scholar.
Was it an Akasanga?
It was not an Akasanga.
No.
So I have a quick question because I don't get a chance to use this often, and I always get confused with the detecting stuff.
Sure.
So the spirit sense ability that me and Kaito got, way back when, does that sense like the type of spirit, like what kind of element it could be, or is it just sense if there's spirits around?
It'll sense the type of spirit as well.
Okay. So,
yeah. Because remember when you looked at it, you saw the water.
Yeah, I was able to see. Sui.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my question is, so what I was thinking of doing is I want to do kind of like a spirit sense ping and see if there's, just so I, it's not a 1-for-1 for each. Is there more of an element or spirit type more common than anywhere else? Like, basically I'm trying to find, is there a more common like is someone like the differences between earth, fire, water, is there more of one kind than the other?
Nope. All the elements are, well, I mean, again, it depends on where you are. If you're in the ocean, there's probably more water spirits than there are fire spirits, for example. That's a very broad question.
I was more asking, like,
if you're talking about specifically in a city with rivers and stuff running through it.
Oh, true.
There's no set element that's stronger than any of the other ones.
Okay. I guess I was more looking for a ratio of element users. Like, is there more of this than that? And maybe we can plan based on that kind of for future fights or something. But yeah, I gotcha.
Cool. No, I like that. Half an hour passes. The line has barely moved. You're still maybe like 180th in line.
So wait
Ooh,
a
channel
second,
redeems.
Wait a second.
I didn't get any channel redeems. Oh, there was no
Yoshi.
channel redeems. Oh, that's why. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Thank you, Odd Bandicoot. This is why I love my chat. My chat's like all over stuff. Yeah, because we turned a bunch of
Yoshi?
stuff off for the game on the
birthday
weekend.
stream.
But yes, yeah. That'll be on in just a moment. Thank you, Odd Bandicoot. In fact, Odd Bandicoot, pick one of the channel rewards, and you can just have it straight up because
What?
Yep,
What?
that's it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
that's your reward.
I mean, that's fun.
All right, insight bonuses:
100,000.
divine intervention, deck of many things, group inspiration, magic bag, divine healing, wandering NPC, wandering boss. There you go. Insight
That sounds
bonus.
like, oh no.
All right, very well. An insight
It is
bonus.
wandering bosses right here.
All right, there you go. Okay, so they should all be active now.
That's
Um,
why the lion was short or long still. So fun.
All right. So that's very generous of you. I will give them the insight bonus. Here's your insight bonus. The first test has already begun. You realize very quickly that a few people have gotten frustrated and started to leave. A few people have been at the front of the line for a while, talking with, you can't really see who, but at the very least, you notice that the lines themselves seem to almost be aggressively long, and there's no possible way for, like you like even if everyone took say 10 minutes in the line at the front of the line, right? By the time that you got to the front, it would be nightfall.
There's 200 people here, or I'm guessing it's 200 people can sign up. There's 600 people here.
No, there's roughly. I mean, like again, everyone
No, I know,
who you
this
saw,
is shit.
everyone who you saw. I mean, I gave you the insight bonus. Don't try to
I know,
insight
I
my
know.
insight
Yeah.
bonus, Neil.
Yeah.
I gave you the information. It's straight and plain, right? The plain thing is that there are tons and tons and tons of people here, but you are not moving forward.
Yeah.
And literally, you look around, you can see that there are the exact same people on the outside that there were on the inside. They're just again all lined up.
We need to get forward somehow. Like skip ahead without skipping.
I don't know. I think waiting here would be. Patience is also a sign of,
True.
What
What happens
it is a
sign up
virtue,
only
as
goes
they
till
say.
a certain time. If sign up only goes to a certain time though.
Can Ryoshi kind of nudge nudge the small group in front of him and go, "This line's taking forever, isn't it?"
As you nudge one of the people in front of you, make a perception check.
Yeah.
I know what Ryoshi's trying to do. And I love
That's
it.
not great. 19?
19.
Yeah.
Very well. As you nudge the person in front of you, making the physical contact for the very, very first time, you realize they're an illusion. Your hand passes straight through them easily.
Ooh.
Oh.
This
Oh.
makes things a little bit easier.
You don't notice anything out of the ordinary, except for the illusion. Like, you look kind of like, what the hell? And you are sure that they were real a second ago. Like, not a second ago, but you know what I mean? Like, before,
Oh,
earlier.
Yeah.
shit, but I don't know. Okay. No, I forgot that the tech magic only detects magic. It doesn't pinpoint where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, shit. Okay.
Well, if that's the case, then I guess if we cut in line, we're cutting in front of illusions, so that's not a bad thing then.
Actually, if that was the case, could I use spirit sense to detect where the real people are? If they've got a spirit in them, could I?
You are in a crowd, and
But if there's illusions, they wouldn't have a spirit.
you can attempt it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can determine the illusions from the people with spirits using spirit sense?
You look around. There are a couple of spirits, but like of the 200 plus people that are here, a good portion of them are real. Like
okay.
I'd say that you can count on maybe on one hand the amount of illusions in the line. You can make a perception check as well, please.
Yeah. What? Wait, why is it an 8?
All right.
-4.
Why are you at a -4? I mean, even with a +4 that'll fail. But let's see why you're at -4. Because Tamaki is blinded.
Oh.
Why were you blinded?
What?
Did you lose?
Oh
your
yeah,
eyesight?
because I got blinded because of the crit fails that happened.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and you haven't
fine.
treated
Oh,
your
yeah.
blindness.
Yeah, Ryoshi shoved his face in dirt.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, I'll say that you could have washed your face by then. There you go. I remember
Okay,
that.
so that'll be a 16 then.
All
I was
right.
like, what?
All right. With a 16, that will still fail. You do not notice anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. So I guess push through. Try not to make it obvious that, because there's people behind us that see us doing it. So I'm gonna try to make it subtle that I go. If Ryoshi, you pointed that out to us, right? Actually,
You haven't even asked. Literally, I was talking to Ryoshi, and then
Yeah.
Tamaki was
Sorry,
all like,
okay.
"I'm gonna cast this. I'm gonna
That's
cast
why
that."
That's why I haven't
I'm
said
sorry.
anything yet.
Right.
That's okay. I appreciate your excitement.
Yeah.
I don't get to use that often, so I was like, holy shit.
Ryoshi would turn to Tamaki and say, "Hey, do you have a way to just detect if people are there or not? Because I'm gonna just put my hand through the guy in front." So
I've got me and Kaito have the spirit sense thing, but it's kind of still hard to tell the difference between a real person and illusion. I can kind of tell where some of the illusions are, but there's still a good amount of people here.
Yeah, not everyone is spiritually inclined to have, yeah.
Yeah, maybe could Sui maybe tell us?
Sui can only really basically do what I can do, but kind of less.
Sui.
True. Oh, Sui's his
She's my familiar, my spirit familiar.
Yeah.
She's special because she can talk, and take my form, but yeah. Hey, she'd actually have my hand.
He cast her spells through her. That'd be kind of cool.
Eventually, I'll be able to. Not yet, though.
That'd be awesome.
I'm not skilled enough to do that yet.
So how big is this area?
The area is 120 foot by 120 foot.
So with still spell magic, do you have to know the source of the spell, or can you just spell an effect?
You have to be able to target something, either targeting the spell and its area itself, or the source or origin. So let's say you cast a light spell on a stone, but you could see the light but not the stone, you wouldn't be able to dispel it. If you could see the stone, yes you can. If it was a wall of fire, which affects 5-foot areas in its entirety, you can cast a spell based on one of the 5-foot areas which contains that fire. So it depends on the nature of the spell, if it's originated from a source or if it is covering an area.
So the magic that would potentially be creating the illusions
Would be in that square, would be in that area.
Yeah, so it's not the caster that you need to target for the illusory.
Maybe the test is we have to find the caster of the illusion.
Or we could just, like you suggested before, make our way to the front of the line
Yeah,
that
true.
doesn't maybe exist.
Well, if this is a test, the people at the front of the line are probably the illusions. We're waiting for a group to get up to them.
Tamaki, if you had used your spirit sense and looked at the people at the front of the line, they are not illusions.
Okay, yeah. They are not illusions up there. I can see that they've got a spirit.
So I'm gonna pull the hood of my robe over a bit just to conceal the, myself a little bit, and I'm
Yeah.
going to lean heavily on my staff. But as I'm walking, as I start kind of moving forward in line, I'm going to move the staff slightly ahead of me to see if it passes through the heel of the person in front. If it's not, then I will promptly apologize.
All right. As you pass through the people in front of you, I need to make
Probably
a quick
follow them.
roll here.
Can we do? I was thinking if we stealthily went through them to make it look like we, people were looking at us and seeing what we were doing.
Yeah, I didn't pick up stealth this morning.
All right. Yeah, probably gonna notice. Yep. Immediately, you can see a monk appear in white robes, who gently places their hand on your chest, simply smiles and bows, and not with a great, tremendous amount of force, but enough force to very clearly let you know what he's doing. Puts you back in line.
Okay.
And bows at you deeply, as in, like, like kind of like the like a stewardess on a airplane. They just bow a few times, and then they smile, and then they continue to move on. Looking around, you hadn't noticed these people before. They move almost too efficiently. Minimal amounts of effort expend when they move from place to place, but you can see that a couple of people who are frustrated and try to like cut in line ahead of you are stopped by these, like, almost as they're walking in, like, it's like, come on guys, let's move, and then they move around and bump straight into one of these people who are just standing in front of them. Think of it this way: imagine if someone had hide in plain sight and very, very high ranks in hide. This is how it feels to be surrounded by people like that, where it's just you don't notice them until you're bumping into them. Again, they very similarly get pushed in line until people get frustrated and, like, eventually, as you've seen about maybe 10 to 12 people, 10 to 12 groups already just leave.
So I guess
maybe-
we just gotta leave.
It may be as simple as a test of patience.
All right.
That was my initial thought.
Well, there were 3 tests, aren't there?
Yeah.
One was physical combat skills. The second was intellect.
Yeah, and the
Third one
third
was
was honor. Yeah,
And this one was described as the intellect one.
yeah,
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Because if it was honor, then I could see patience. But unless if they were tricking us and saying that this was the intellect one, but they actually meant it was the honor one. I mean, if it was in intellect, it would also make sense that a trick could be involved. I'm actually gonna use deception, and actually I'll have you just to think of what kind of role this might be, because I'm actually not quite sure. But I'll just kind of like loudly, as if talking to myself, just be like, oh, this line is really long. I feel like, maybe we should just leave. Like, what's the point? Like, come on. Like, we should just probably get going.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll say it loud enough that, like, a crowd of people could hear.
Okay. Yeah, you do so. I'll go with a persuasion check or diplomacy check, because it's mostly like while you're not intending to go and leave yourself, you're trying to persuade them to eventually to leave,
Okay.
because otherwise deception is like they're believing that you are going to leave.
Yeah, that's what I was like when I was saying,
Yeah.
like, I'll
So-
do a deception check.
All
I'm
right,
like,
with
wait
a
a minute,
26.
actually.
Roll a d12 for me, please. All right, 6 more groups vacate the line. You are now about maybe 160, 150 in.
So
But you are
maybe
making
the
some
idea of the
progress.
game-
There is some progress to that.
Maybe the
Hmm.
idea of the game is just to complain loudly enough to make more people leave.
Isn't that the game you play at the DMV?
God.
So he's just gonna annoy as many people as he can with his dancing.
He's just gonna start dancing.
I'm gonna use the.
What
yeah.
is it a failed performance check? Is what you're looking for?
Maybe.
What was it called? The distracting performance. I think maybe like distract them and try to pull their focus from a moving line, and then they might be like, "Oh shit, I don't know." Or maybe make them. I don't know. I just.
It's up to you.
Yeah. Tamaki's gonna start dancing.
All right, make a performance check.
That's 21.
You do a nice dance. I'm not sure what the other competitors who are trying to get to the front of the line are going to think of it, but you're dancing. You're dancing well.
Passing time.
Yeah. All right. Time begins to tick down. You've moved from the kind of 160s, 150 kind of area, only down to like the 150s after the first couple of hours. Now, what you see in front of you, you can kind of see the line is still twisting and turning, and there is a good one. And you can see on the counter is a hourglass with a dragon sort of mouth pouring sand into the glass itself. You can see that it is about 3/4 of the way full.
Okay, so it's, yeah. So there's a time limit.
So 3/4 of the sand has passed through?
Yes.
And are these the days... Oh, sorry. Days of our lives.
These are the days of our lives.
Sorry.
No, okay, yep. You know what? I never watched an episode of daytime TV, but I still know all the theme music because my mom used to listen to it when she was pregnant with me, and it still blows my mind when I hear things like the Days of Our Lives theme and the Home and Away theme and stuff like that, because it's all she did, and I was like, why is that so ingrained into my psyche?
The next group that leaves the line, I want to keep an eye on.
Wondering if they're leaving images behind as they leave.
Yeah, or maybe like seeing as if like maybe leaving the line is passing the test, kind of like, yeah, one of those two things.
All right. One of them steps out of line and tries to force themselves forward. You see the ghost sort of move up and start blocking them, and you watch as that person then goes, "Hua! Okay, I've had enough of this. I'm getting to the front of the line," and starts basically trying to hit this dude. You watch as the fists pass almost immediately through the person that they're hitting, almost as if they're hitting spirits. And you watch as the spirit then just goes, if you've watched Doctor Strange, he goes, and then you watch as that astral projection form pulls themselves out. You then see two more of them sort of grab this dude by the arm and like drag him out, and his spirit's like floating through the air, unable to kind of reconnect. And as they get outside, you watch as they hit him again, and you watch as the astral soul just sort of... And only Tamaki can see this with the spirit sense, but like, you just then watch it just fly back and careen with the body as this guy like wakes up.
Okay, so they can pull your spirit out too and beat that up.
Move the taxi while the driver's away.
But it definitely looks like
try...
throwing out, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to definitely move in between the people in front of us instead of like touching them. I'm gonna try sneaking by.
All right, if you're trying to sneak, make a stealth check.
Oh no. For some reason, me losing a hand means that I'm not stealthy anymore either.
Well, yeah.
Ow. Ow.
You're just not mindful of it. All right, that's your stealth check. That is not likely going to be good for you. Let's see, where is it?
I use my hand to balance my stealthiness.
All right, here we go. Oh, maybe nope. 23. No. All right.
Can't even fail that on a one.
Immediately you feel a hand on your chest as you try to push forward in the line, and again one of the bowing monks kind of pushes you back into position. Keeps bowing.
I'll ask him politely if we can move ahead in line.
He simply smiles and doesn't seem to say anything.
Damn.
You can make a perception check if you like.
Oh, sure. Because I remember that was a test that we had previous.
All right, with a 19, you notice that his face isn't real. It is a porcelain mask. Oh, sorry, terracotta mask. It's a terracotta, like, it's made to always be smiling and kind of like, you know, very polite. Not like creepy smile, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
just a polite, cordial smile.
mm-mm.
I'm mildly creeped out by that realization.
Yep.
Uh,
You ask politely, and it simply shakes its head.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah, that didn't work. Well,
Does he seem to disappear after?
He kind of like slips away, and it's not like he disappears. It's not like he like vanishes, right? But you just stop noticing him.
With the spirit sense up, do I see him still around?
You do until you don't, basically.
Oh, okay.
Like I said,
I was gonna
it's
try to
it's
see
the
if I could see any more. How many of those guys are there around? But
you
they're just
cannot
not
you
there.
can't keep track of them. Like it's
Gotcha.
like basically
There's just too
their
many.
ability is to just blend into areas without being noticed. That's
Gotcha.
their whole thing. So you can see a couple. You can see there's definitely more than, let's say there's more than 10.
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely more than 10. You don't know exactly how many.
Okay.
All right. More time passes. Eventually you come to what looks to be a person or a pillow lying on the ground. It seems to be a sleeping man with a rice hat over its head. It looks to be a catfolk of some kind.
Is he just sleeping there?
Looks like he is.
can I poke him?
You
See
do
if
so.
He's real.
He is not.
With
He's
a
made of
stick.
straw.
Oh.
It is literally a series of small rice bags, just filled with straw, painted to look like the competitor, Sui, who you'd briefly encountered.
Oh yeah, the drunk cat.
Yep. It's a buddy pillow.
Maybe we put a placeholder here, and then just leave.
I try to step over the straw cat.
You do so. It's just straw.
Nothing happens.
Nope, nothing happens.
Okay. Can I push him behind us?
Sure. Yep. Yep, not a problem.
Cool.
Just
Guys,
pass
we
me down the
moved
line,
up.
guys. Don't worry about it.
Okay, cool. Are there any more sleeping guys ahead of us?
No. I mean, depends on how long you want to wait. If you want to wait, then another hour will pass, and the hourglass is now what did I say before? 2/3. Now it's about 3/4 full.
I wonder if there's a way that we can stop that hourglass from falling.
I might need help with this, but I think that we should do what the cat did.
What?
Create a placeholder?
Placeholder?
Yes, but seeing as I only have one hand, crafting a disguise might be kind of hard for me to do, so I might need some assistance.
Well,
Sure.
But I am quite
I can
adept at
try.
making
I'm
disguises.
Pretty good at
craft
crafting,
have
yeah.
something on you.
You guys can make perception checks if you want to investigate the room, or if you want to
Oh,
do
let's do
anything.
that.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
gladly look around the room and see if there's anything that also we can maybe use.
23.
All right, and Fumihito?
I was wondering if I could spend this moment to use the skill lore Ruby Phoenix tournament to see if a similar trial had been done historically.
I'd say that that's just a general history check.
Okay. That I do not have. History.
I don't think anyone has history. I think it's
Oh,
just
so
lore.
history's not a thing. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll
Oh,
make the Ruby. Yeah, go on. Make the Ruby Phoenix tournament one then. Then we'll see if that's gonna help you at all.
Meh.
Okay. Tamaki, looking around, you notice that the room itself is quite large, as mentioned before, 120 foot around, and you can see that the line is just creating a serpentine pattern back and forth. You notice at this point what looks to be a series of footprints that have left where they were standing in line and gone out, but it hasn't been stopped. They just kept going out.
You mean like out and forward?
Yep, out and forward to the front of the line.
I look to the
You
group
want-
and I'm gonna follow the footsteps.
As you do, a man stops you and bows.
I'm gonna show him the
Put it-
footsteps.
Which direction are the footsteps going in?
They're heading towards the front of the line. They go
As
out
in-
of the line and then around the whole edge of it
Yeah.
and then to the front.
I feel bad for asking a favor of her now, considering that I've largely forgotten about her for several sessions. But I do bring Sui out.
All right, your aquatic fox manifests out of water and looks at you, waves its tail as it sits at your feet.
I ask her if she can take my form.
Can she? Is that an ability your familiar has?
Yep.
Sure.
It can speak and take my likeness. is
Sure,
the two
very
things
well.
that she can
Then she transforms into your likeness.
do. And also when it says she can speak, it's not just to me. She can speak to anybody.
Sure.
Yeah. I ask her if she can hold my spot in line as I try to walk forward.
All right, you try to walk forward. A man comes up and
Dang it!
nods at you, bows at you.
I was
I
gonna
thought, I
say.
thought you needed a stand-in.
Wait, how far can Sui go?
That's actually true. I asked her to go.
Because
see if
can
she
she
go to the
like
front of the line.
can she interact with physical stuff?
Yeah, she can. Sui will
Yeah.
again try to leave the line and the like, and hand comes up, and this time it's a female terracotta woman who's bowing and pushing her back in line.
And
Yeah.
Roshi
I was gonna
turn.
say if you made it up there, put all our names in there.
Can Roshi turn around and just kind of step sideways out of the line and walk backwards up to the front of the line?
As you turn around and face backwards, you feel a hand on your back.
No!
They're bowing and pushing you back in line.
Damn it!
Oh, so we can't even leave the line to go.
I don't know. You
back,
can,
huh?
what he was saying is he's walking backwards while facing the exit.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so
Wait,
he's
this
he's
thing-
still heading towards the front of the line.
Is
You know
this
what?
thing- The
Now
line's in
walk
a spiral,
backwards, but
right?
move forward.
The line is in a kind of like a what do you call it? Like a it's like a maze pattern. It's like
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's like a serpentine pattern.
I apologize to the group, and I'm like, if this is not the answer, then I am sorry. I guess I'm kicking myself out of this challenge.
Or you could
Well, I
like,
just-
or you
I-
could,
I
or
just
you
straight
could
up-
communicate before you do something that might get you kicked out of the challenge.
I am going to leave the line and quit and see if that's what you need to do. So if it doesn't
Can
work,
you
then
tell Sui
I'm
what
just actually
happens to
quitting.
you? Can you speak to Sui from far away?
I forgot if we have a telepathic link. I think we do. Like I think sorcerers and their familiars have a telepathic
Because
connection.
if
They
that
do.
does work, okay. So if that does work, then you can
Yeah,
tell Sui.
then
to
I
come
could-
with
then I
us.
can
But
tell
if
her.
It doesn't work, then Sui can come with us, and we can put your name in with us.
Yeah, that's a
So
good
there's-
point. Yeah, she'll just be my.
The
she'll
time
be my
is running
stand-in.
out though.
Yeah,
Again, a few
I-
more people leave and they walk out.
Yeah, I leave the line and walk out.
All right. Strange, you didn't send Sui out, but yeah, all right. You
No, she was already out. She was already out.
no, as in like to leave instead of you.
Oh, good point.
But sure, you can leave. That's fine. So Kaito, as
Well,
you
Sui, yeah, we'll
as
put
you-
Kaito's name in. The...
yeah, but you see the. That's fine.
Oh,
yeah,
Sui
I
can
love
put
how
Kaito's name.
this is the intelligence test.
yeah.
All right, you walk out. You leave. There are frustrated people in the courtyard as the as you are guided out of the Torii gates and let back out into the city.
Crap.
Could Roshi have looked at the pattern of how people were making their way out to the front?
There's no
Is there a
pattern really. They literally just left the line, went around the edges, and to the front. That's all. Like they just basically skipped the whole line.
Oh, can Roshi attempt to do the same?
You did before, and you were stopped
That was what I
when you
did.
followed the footsteps.
Yeah.
Hey, Sui, can you and Kaito swap places? Do you have the ability to like swap?
Kaito is nowhere near you. Sui says,
I'm asking
Sui says
Sui.
no. Sui says no.
Oh, okay.
I do not have this ability. I'm afraid I can't do
Okay.
that.
It was a thought. Well, you're with us now.
I actually don't want to be too far away from Kaito.
Okay, yeah, that's no problem. If you want to go with him. Do you have any ideas? I honestly am kind of stumped.
So-
Well, I just think it's very weird. I haven't seen anyone try to leave the line. And, you know,
I did.
There's been leaving.
no,
the
as
line.
in to get to the front. Have you
I
seen
just tried
anyone?
to do it.
Have you seen anyone else try to go to the front?
No.
Isn't that weird? Given that so many people seem to have already gone to the front, but you haven't seen anyone do it.
I like how she's smarter than I am.
All right, I'm leaving now. Bye. And then she leaves the line and goes out to see Kaito.
I have an idea. I'm gonna walk, follow the footprints, but I'm gonna close my eyes and do it.
You feel a hand on your chest. It pushes
Damn
you
it.
back in line.
No!
Maki.
She said,
Maki.
"Has anybody seen them do that?" I'm like, what?
Maki. Maki,
Yoshi, what?
Look
Okay.
at me.
Sorry. What?
Can you make people turn invisible?
I cannot. I don't have that kind of magic. I have very weak magic. I'm not.
Fumihito?
No, unfortunately, I don't.
Well, I guess we're just gonna stay here then.
So, I pulled one of
Because
my
that's it.
spare-
Magic invisibility or nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I'm gonna pull out my spare robe and my staff,
Mm-hmm.
and things like my traveling bags, my pack rolls, and stuff like that. I'm just gonna wrap the staff to give it kind of like a really poor mannequin,
Like a
shape,
scarecrow kind of thing.
basically. And
Yeah,
I give
I
it
dig
to Ryoshi, and I'm like, hold this.
Okay.
Okay.
And I swapped this out this morning, but I'm gonna try to stealth.
Make a stealth check.
This is gonna be terrible.
You will have
Is
advantage.
this gonna be your first? Is this gonna be your first crit fail?
I have advantage.
Yes,
Okay.
because you have the scarecrow.
Ooh.
But I still have a -1, so 11. Or, oh, I rolled. Sorry.
Sorry.
rolled two.
Click on your actual stealth check twice.
Click on the stat twice.
Stealth check. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh.
All right.
6.
So unfortunately, you are discovered, and again you feel the hand and it pushes you back in line. But you do actually get further than you had before previously. Normally, as soon as you step out of the line, they're there with their hand ready. But this time, you got a few steps in before you felt them coming after you.
So if anyone of you is better at sneaking,
I'm pretty good at it.
Listen,
all right.
my experience is basically bust down the door and start stabbing people, so
So if I managed to get up there, I'd put all our names in, or just mine. Because I think that's what the thing
how
is.
about you go up and sign all of our names down?
Yes. Okay.
So,
Fumihito,
to
can you
assist-
make it one of those for me?
Now,
Actually, I could just make one.
could Ryoshi start putting up a fuss?
Putting up a fuss.
That's- I'm going to join into
try to create a distraction, perhaps.
Ooh,
using Ryoshi
Sure,
as
not a
a
worry. Make
distraction?
a deception check, Ryoshi, as you attempt to create a distraction.
Oh,
I'm
Ryoshi
going
and Fumihito get into a fist fight.
I'm going to help him with that.
Sure. With the assistance, you can add your however many. I think it's like whatever your. I need to look up assist. Damn it! I thought I knew what it was. Look up data assist.
Yeah, for second edition, I do not know.
Yeah, no, it was something a little different to the usual assist.
Aid.
Assassinate.
You can use your aid
Assistive
reaction.
companions. Nope.
Okay, so the
Assist
aid
action.
skill, or the aid action,
Aid. Yes.
I do a skill. I do the same skill test with a DC of 20 if it's adjusted for the difficulty of the task, and I can add +2 circumstance bonus to the triggering check.
Yep. Cool. All right. So it is a little
That's
like the original. Okay.
So
Cool.
sorry, that's a critical success. A regular success is just +1.
All right. Cool. So +1. So you get a +1 on your deception check, which is a 13. All right. 13 is not going to be high enough to keep them distracted for long. So, Tamaki, you can make a stealth check if you'd be so kind, but you do not get a bonus.
That's a natural 20.
Nice! Solid
32.
natural 20. All right. You do manage to sneak past. You are basically just keeping low, watching your head height. Every time you see one of these spirits kind of move past, you're kind of moving and ducking away. And you realize very quickly that some of the competitors here who are signing up aren't actually competitors. In fact, the first 75 people in this line are doing nothing. They actually are just writing scrolls and doing admin work and stuff like that. They're not even moving the line. The guys at the front are just talking about their day. And you could see on the front desk, there's the hourglass, which has about 10 minutes left on the clock.
Ooh.
And you can see a large registry book. And the large registry book only has 8 names in it. Or 8 group names in it.
Okay. So I'm at the book. I can see that there's names now. Okay.
You can. You can see that there's a quill, and you can see that there's a monk there
Yep.
at the... basically looking at the book. You know, he's like there with the registry book.
Okay. Can I try and write quickly so I can get all 4 of our names in?
He will see you if you do so.
Hmm.
Isn't this a team-based sport? For example, can't you sub people in depending on if Tamaki is the one entering it, we're just the extra tools to help assist, right?
Correct, yes. So you only need to get 1 name in.
Yeah, exactly. Tamaki
Okay.
might as well write his own name down.
Yeah, I write the name I was.
So you walk out.
I was told to name my name. Yeah, I walk out.
All right. As you do so, the monk will stop you. You can try to fight the monk if you like, using your quill to try and get into the book, but otherwise, he's going to push you all the way back to the back of the line.
Oh crap. Shoot.
He smiles, puts his hand on you.
Could try to kind of slither around him when he tries to grab me.
All right.
and
Make
hopefully write my name on there.
make a athletics check, or an acrobatics check, either or, as you
I'll do
try to get around him.
acrobatics. Come on, that's it. Ooh, that's 30.
30, not bad, not bad. Let's see how this goes. All right, you managed to slip past him.
And then I
All right.
quickly go into the book with the quill.
All right, you
Right.
start writing your name. Your first name is
Tamaki
in.
Kai. Well, I
Your
was told
first.
to write my full name.
Yeah, you gotta write your full name. Your first name is in. He's gonna try and pull you
Oh, yeah.
away. All right, you need to make another acrobatics or athletics check.
26.
All right, you get your second name in, and as soon as you do so, you see your name suddenly glow in gold, and you basically see a tattoo of your name in gold appear on your hand, and you have succeeded.
I turn to the monk, and I.
The monk just bows at you.
In
He
respect.
doesn't. He no longer tries to push you to the back of the line.
Yeah.
He, however, does gesture to another Tory gate further in.
Okay. And yeah, I'll kind of look to the group, and I just kind of. And I'll go through the gates.
the rest of you are invited to go. Okay, so long story short, the rest of you are invited to go in as well, because you are all part of the same group.
Does someone come back out to get me?
Well, it depends if you're still out there.
Yeah, I'll be waiting patiently out here for them waiting patiently in there.
Sure. They'll one of the monks will come out and get you. They'll bow and sort of gesture for you to follow, and they will lead you in. Congratulations, you have by the skin of your teeth only failed by one other group. You have made it into the second round.
Oh gosh.
Had you failed again, yep, you would have lost.
Wow.
Okay.
I dismantled my mannequin.
Very well. You guys can take a moment to talk to each other if you like.
That was crazy.
I wasn't expecting. I'm assuming you told me what your solution was because I didn't see it.
We just snuck past everything.
Yeah, I was
That was.
not expecting that to be the answer at all.
He almost pushed me away, but I managed to kind of swiftly dodge his push.
I'm curious how that relates to intelligence, but I'm not going to question it.
The intelligence part was figuring out how to leave the line.
True, that's a good point.
If we had a way of ensuring that the monk at the end wouldn't have seen.
True.
The signature could have
Dang
happened.
it! I was the first one to attempt sneaking past, but I just failed my stealth. Damn.
All right. So, as you are in this large chamber, you can see that there are a number of different competitors here. You could see a pair of what look to be ninjas who are sort of waiting on one side. You could see a large, burly warrior with what looks to be a hammer, but instead of like the actual maul itself is like this huge fist. You can also see a very familiar catfolk individual who is there, kind of just off to one side. And you can see, let's see, the twins. There's the thing. One of Ryoshi's family is there as well. And you can also see let's say another like kind of wandering samurai, like kind of one of those ones with a big rice hat and stuff like that. The last person to follow you seems to be right behind when you guys enter is a man with what looks to be like a goose feather fan. He walks in, he goes, woo, oh, that was close. Didn't think I was going to make it there for a second.
Yeah, those monks are creepy, weren't they?
Oh, very. Oh, my lord. Yes. As he sort of smiles at you warmly, he kind of has, you know those people who have like eyes that kind of look like they're foxes almost? Yeah. He kind of has that look about him. He's definitely not a kitsune, but he definitely has that kind of like shrewd look about him. All right. At this point,
emulate my style.
All right. At this point in time, another figure now emerges from beyond another set of torii gates. Let me get this guy up here. There he is.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, cool.
All right. A large and hulking figure stands up before you.
It's lore.
Not gonna lie, he kind of reminds me of Yoshi's uncle. Except just with a longer beard, like.
Yeah, not quite.
All
right.
Loki Thor.
He says, "Welcome, competitors. I am the god of war. Or at least I was back when I was a lot younger. The god of war is the name of a title given to the mightiest warrior from the kingdom. This title was held by me and has not been held by a youngster. At least not yet. I'm here to administer the battle portion of this challenge. The warrior scholars have already tested your ability to adapt to situations and use your cunning intellect and powers of observation to overcome unusual obstacles. Only people who march in line, rank and file, and listen to the going-ons of others without thinking for themselves have no place in the warrior tournament. And I hope it is a lesson you all take to heart. You can see that a few people like sort of nod and they're like, yeah, okay, cool. Again, that guy with the fans like, whew, I was lucky. Yeah, yes, I understood the assignment completely. Yay, woo.
I thought people listening to whatever they're told was something that people liked, but I'm happy to know that true warriors don't abide by that.
Well, it's more remembering the purpose of the warrior scholar tournament is not to prove that you're bigger, smarter, stronger, but to actually give you command of like a small army and to
that
you
does
know
make sense.
yeah. And if you're someone
You
who
need
just
to be a leader, not a follower.
yeah, and if you're someone who just stands in line waiting to be told what to do, then you don't deserve to be here. That's literally the simple part of this test. All right, so he says now. The next challenge is simple. Each group will be given the opportunity to pick an opponent. That opponent will then be faced in combat against you. Every competitor will have a chance to pick, and you will do so in the order in which you arrived.
Oh.
Take heed, because the orders will be chosen before the battles commence. Choose your orders wisely, and may the best warrior remain at the end. And then he resigns himself to the back room.
So
All right.
we get to pick who we fight. Except, wait. So we got to pick, being the end. The people who came in last get to pick first, or the people?
No. The guy with the fan gets to pick last. All right.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. The people that it's an order of who got here first get to pick.
All right.
So
Which
since I was the only one in the
gets to
book,
see-
that means I have to pick.
Well, no, we're
No.
the
You
group
can
for the
decide
team.
as a
okay.
group. You can decide as a group.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming multiple people, a person can compete more than once, right?
Yeah, they can get picked more than once. Absolutely.
Which means the people at the end has the greater advantage, so they can see how everyone else fights.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how this will work.
That was such a confident answer.
All
Or
right.
response.
The two ninjas are the ones who pick first. Which I have a picture of them, but actually, you know, let's give you a chance to inspect while I'm getting the artworks up.
Wait, so that also means that the first people out there can pick someone who showed up last.
Sorry.
Like someone who showed up first could pick one of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh.
We got a deck of many things redeem.
Hey,
Oh,
a
no.
deck of many things to redeem. I like it. All right. Let me
Drop a
go. Do
castle
I have it here in
on
front of me?
the
No, I
castle.
don't. All right, I have to go get it. I will.
He's got to take anything. Oh,
I also try to tuck my missing arm, like I cross my arms and try to hide my missing. I am definitely the weakest looking person here.
I don't want to say that I want to put money on me getting the void, but that seems pretty safe money from the deck.
Oh god.
All right, bear with me for a second. I just need to.
Just kills all the other competitors. It's just, oh, you in? Oh, cool.
No, that's not what the void does.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's-
No, that's
Kills everyone, not just the.
Yeah,
It kills everyone?
that's some pretty wishful thinking.
All right,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Bear with me, bear with me. I'm gonna go get this stuff in a second. I just need to. That's the one.
It's like creating an explosion from a dead body where it hits no one but you.
So
And
one
then
of my
causes
former
an avalanche.
Yeah, the cause of the avalanche.
one of my former DMs made a deck of many things out of a bunch of spring steel and a CNC. So each of the
Oh,
cards
wow.
is spring steel with the pattern cut out of it.
That's cool.
One of these days, I'm gonna steal it from him.
All right, and I will show.
Knowing how you and
Oh, that's
Karma
my
works, though,
copy
that
of
means
Deck
that your
of
deck of many
Things.
things would always screw you over then. Like, because Karma and you are not friends, apparently.
So there's one very important aspect of my curse is it targets players. So when I'm running a game, I roll extremely well because the curse decides to kill everyone in front of me at the table. When I play a player, it sort of folds inwards.
Okay, there we go. Had to redeem for the timing. No worries. What chaos will occur? I will get that in a moment. I just need to pull this up so my players
get
can
a
see
wish.
who the people. These are the people choosing first.
Whoa. That's cool.
All right.
Yeah, Ryoshi, you got them right. Okay.
All right. So these are the two shinobi.
I'm uncomfortable with ninjas.
All right. All right. So those are the two shinobi. Then we've also got.
Oh, damn. Nice.
Hey, he made it! Yay!
Ryu, so he's also there. Who's this? That is Khan. Yep. Okay. Cool. And that I don't need yet. Okay. Cool. All right. I'll be right back with the deck of many, and we'll roll that one up first.
Yeah,
I
that
have
was
to
the
admit-
straw thing we found on the ground. So like the footprints.
Yeah,
That
but
was
I
his
didn't realize he was a
footprints.
part of their group. He travels with ninjas? Ew.
No, he's a different group.
Yeah, he's just showing all of them at once.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Yeah, he's just showing us all so we can decide who we want to fight.
I have to admit, I am tempted to also buy a deck of many things. It's just the
I
evil
should
part
also
of
get
me
one.
really wants to.
Yeah, I
I've got
bought
plot
a
twist
deck.
cards. I've got flashback cards. I've got crit fail crit cards. I should get a deck of many.
Yeah, I bought a deck of cards that I thought was a deck of many things, but it was just a deck of just items and weapons that are just in Pathfinder,
Alright,
and
so
they're
just
mostly all
FYI,
mundane
in
items.
Pathfinder, which is what we're playing. Instead of a deck of many things, it is actually called
A deck of few nuts.
a Harrow deck. And a Harrow deck
Oh,
is what I have right here.
That just broke my brain.
Can't hear any of you guys while you're talking over me.
Sorry.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so this is said Harrow deck, which up until a few seconds ago was very, very nicely organized. But I will now shuffle these up.
I love the deck of few nuts.
All right. So the basic way this is going to work is we are going to be using the lesser artifact for our random events. Let's see what's going to happen. Hey, Baboonski, nice to see you, buddy. How you doing? Thank you so much for the bits. We are currently in the middle of a battle tournament. We are now into the second round, where after an intelligence test, our heroes are now squaring up against a... well, it's kind of like a choice, right? So there are 10 competitors, and every competitor, in order of which they succeeded the first task, are now deciding who they are going to fight in order to proceed. And everyone is currently sizing each other up. What I'm doing right now, however, is I am just between getting these Hero Forge minis up so you guys can see the competitors. I'm now doing a deck of many things draw.
Oh, and also because you were getting up when I was bringing this up. I don't know if, but I have my arms crossed so they can't see my missing hand, so they don't see that bit of weakness.
You presume that this is the first time they're looking at you.
That's a good point.
All right, here we go. All right, so here's how this is going to work.
We're going to be first picked.
Now, Bandicoot, I'm going to mill a number of cards from this deck, 1 to 10. Give me a number between 1 to 10, and they will be milled.
Choose wisely. You're so quiet.
All right. Odd Bandicoot, give us a number between 1 to 10. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right.
Lucky number 7.
One of my players has drawn the Paladin.
Oh, what?
All right. The Paladin card does... What does the Paladin card do? Foreign Trader, the Inquisitor, the Locksmith, the Paladin. Here we go. The character is granted the Holy Avenger. The weapon has all the properties of a normal Holy Avenger weapon, along with this special ability that can be used once. Upon being thrust into the ground if the bearer, by the bearer as a standard action, the weapon transforms into a Paladin 2 levels higher than the wielder. The Paladin possesses their own Holy Avenger and aids the character in any way for 30 minutes. Once this time is, however, gone, the Paladin will vanish. The sword reappears, though forever reduced to a +2 cold iron longsword. All right. So, there you go. There you have it. It is a... you have acquired a Holy Avenger.
Yoshi.
Now, for the sake of, obviously, our Asian adventure... there it is. We are going to make it so that this Holy Avenger is actually a samurai instead of a paladin.
Nice.
All right, but
we got another one.
we got another one.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
All right, let's do it.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
All right, give us a number.
Oh my God, you
And
can't
another
do
one.
this.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, no.
Give us numbers between 1 to 5. 1 to 10 to mill from the top. Let's do it. 2 more.
Oh,
This is my batsu for forgetting to turn that off. So there you go. All right, getting rid of 10. 1, 2. Oh wait, whoops! I shuffled this wrong. Hold on. Oh God, why? All right, and the Paladin is no longer an option, so I got to take that one out. Okay, there we go. 10 and a 3. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The card is
What Tamaki's hand turns into.
the Betrayal.
Ooh.
All right, let's
Oh,
see what happens
great.
here.
Right?
That sounds so sounds so good for us.
All right, the Betrayal, the Beating, the Unicorn, the Uprising, the Betrayal. Your character's animal companion, familiar, cohort, or another NPC ally is alienated and forever after hostile. If you have no such allies, the enmity of some powerful personage in the community or religious order can be substituted. The hatred remains secret until such a time that it might be most dramatically perilous and upon revealed. Upon drawing this card, the character knows that someone or something has turned against you, but nothing more. Unfortunately, you guys only have one companion.
And it's so appropriate that I just brought her back into the campaign after forgetting about her for so long.
All right.
And you're welcome.
All right.
We had a 3.
All right. Sui is now an enemy of the group. How that's going to manifest is still up in the air, but that is now the case. All right. 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
1,
I'm so
2,
sorry.
3 is milled from the top. We have The Taskmaster. Not the Animal
Oh.
Companion Betrayal, but everything
Hey,
else.
that's a good TV show.
All right, let's see. The the Teamster. Sorry, my apologies. The Teamster. Let's see. The Teamster. Here we go. When the character draws this card, a powerful being appears before the character and tasks you to undertake a dangerous quest. If the character proves resistant to undertaking the task, you are affected by the Gias until the quest is complete. When the character completes the quest, the powerful being reappears, granting the character a lavish reward. The specifics of the quest, the powerful being's identity, and the character's rewards are determined by the GM. All right. Nice and easy one here. The reward you are going to be offered is, of course, quite a lot of money. Your task is quite simple. That you have to defeat the God of War.
No.
Let's see. Who do I want to give that to? I'm just going to roll this dice. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5.
no.
Let's see. Who is going to be granted this Gias? 5. That's Ryoshi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, sounds about right.
All right,
You
Ryoshi.
must fight the literal God of War. Have fun.
Well, he's not a literal God of War. The God of War
I
is
know.
just
Title.
his
Yeah.
It's just his title because he did.
I was
some-
thinking like the whole like genie wording thing. It's like nope, it's not that God of War. It's the literal God.
Goes over to Gorham. Goes up to
So-
Gorham. Oi,
Yeah,
Gorham!
yeah. Go have fun. Fight Gorm.
Well, at least you have a weapon to fight the God of War.
That's kind of true. All right.
Gave him the sword, I think, right? Yeah.
Coolios. Okay.
With that, does anyone else want to take the Holy Avenger?
I think you might need it. Plus
Yeah, I
you're a
feel
more
like that-
powerful warrior,
Yeah.
so it makes sense to put it in your hand.
I
Yeah.
feel like that mostly suits you.
Well, I mean, he's got his family sword as well, so that's why he's
Okay,
offering.
well, I
it to
mean-
Oh yeah, that's true.
Kind of
Does anyone else have the ability to use long swords? I don't even know.
Is it a
Yeah.
martial? I can
I
use
use it.
martials.
Yeah, it's a martial weapon.
Okay, I can use it.
All right, very well.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, look at the noble getting his own personal samurai servant.
I know, right?
So Tamaki.
One time, so
So let's clarify. Tamaki's getting the sword, Ryoshi's getting a curse, and Kaito has lost their familiar.
Yes, just rub it in.
Sounds about right. All right. Very well.
I made it out. I have no idea how this happened.
Alright, and so what's
I blame you, by
us?
the way, for the one that lost me my familiar. By the way.
And you're welcome.
Oh,
All right.
no.
Sorry. What was that? What was that, Matt?
is there a specific curse that I undertake that Ryoshi would have to have until he defeats the God of War?
No. Anytime every time you're trying to not do that, you will start losing hit points and the like.
As in, I need to spend every waking minute trying to defeat the God of War, or more like I can work my way up to his level and train relentlessly to be able to get to him. Because there's a lot of leeway in that.
It would be the case. It would be the case of all actions must lead to this eventuality.
Okay.
So that means
Oh,
like
that's
if
not
you
as bad
turn
then.
around and say I will wait until I train to be stronger to defeat him, that would be the case until the point in which you are not doing specifically that. If you are like, say, I'm going to go and do this thing to protect the world or save humanity, or I'm, like gonna go do this other thing, it'll backfire on you in a hard way.
Alright, so
Oh.
could Ryoshi's mindset be that he needs to be able to defeat the God of War before he knows he can take on the Onidomio?
Well,
So
no,
could
keeping
you-
in mind the wording of it is that you have to fight the God of War.
Not
Oh,
defeat.
so you could also just lose. Yeah. Okay.
Bring it back out.
You know
Got
what?
another deck redeem.
Alright.
Oh no.
What? What?
I'm all of a
Another deck
sudden-
redeem.
I'm all of a sudden now scared of this. I was really excited and all for it, but
Hey,
now I'm scared.
Kaido, you might get your familiar back.
That's kind of true. All right, bear with me.
Oh,
I am.
gosh.
Actually, no. I always love chaos, even if it's
Alright.
bad.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Can I
That's enough
just
for
add
now,
the
I think.
Holy Avenger to my inventory?
I will definitely be taking the deck of many things to a higher, what's it called? A higher cost.
This is the test.
And FYI, this one is apparently specifically targeting me, so I don't.
Oh,
feel
specifically
left out.
targeting you. Okay, very well. Okay,
Alright,
just because you're left out. Okay, Mudhole, tell me how many do I mill from the top here?
So I added the Holy Avenger to my inventory, so because I was able to
Very
see that, I
nice.
guess. Just to let you know. Oh,
Is the Holy Avenger the strongest Avenger?
Maybe.
he's the most holy.
Because Thor is
No,
Kind
it's
of a
just the
Holy
one you
Avenger.
can see through the most.
Just gonna make a
Okay.
joke about the one that has to get repaired the most often.
Feel
Yeah.
inspired. All right, group inspiration
Yeah,
from
both.
Mac.
Yes, nice.
Mudhole, do you have a number between 1 and 10?
Oh yeah. We got 7 for that.
Yes,
Yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 milled from the top.
And it's
All right.
specifically on you too, so yeah.
All right, we have the foreign trader. All right, the foreign trader. I feel like you're further up here.
Trader
Uh,
with a D or a T?
Trader.
Okay.
A mysterious
cool, good.
entity, simply known as the foreign trader, appears and offers you any treasure you wish in return for years of your life. If you accept, you must choose an age based on your age category, and you take all the ability score penalties of your new age, but none of the benefits. For every age category you advance, however, you gain 20,000 gold pieces, or in this case, silver pieces, worth of credit with the foreign trader that can be spent on any non-unique magic item. Any credit a character does not spend is lost forever. And this is all for a single item. After the character is done spending credits, the foreign trader will then vanish. Years taken by the foreign trader cannot be restored by any means. The foreign trader does not trade with characters who cannot die of old age. If the character is immortal, the foreign trader simply vanishes and leaves without leaving behind another card of the foreign trader for your deck. If you decline to bargain with the foreign trader, he disappears in a puff of yellow acrid smoke.
So, what is the age category above like 30 years old?
That'd be venerable.
Which assuming has penalties to strength and constitution.
Penalties of strength and constitution, bonuses to intelligence. So you would only take the penalties, none of the benefits.
Oof. Man, that one actually should have gone to me because then my age would actually just become regular adult.
All right, what do you want to do?
Die when you're 35.
Yeah, if you bargain with him, we won't do it like now, but we
Yeah.
will. We'll sort of decide to do a proper shop, so you won't need to like have to pick something.
Okay.
A lot of really
I'll-
random weird things happened in this hallway.
I'll put a pin in that for afterwards.
All right, not a problem. Okay, cool. Very well. The foreign trader will arrive. Okay. So you've got the two ninjas, the hammer guy, the drunk dude. You've also got this guy here who, let me just get him there as well. Sorry, I didn't get these guys properly ready, which I really should have, but here is the next guy. And thank you, Commander Steele, for the very, very high praise. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you should tune in to when Michael here makes the miniatures.
Yes. All right, so there we go. This is the guy with the fan that came in after you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 is you guys. I'm gonna leave it there. I feel like 6 is enough. We originally said 10, but let's have 6 because I don't think the other 4 are gonna be important. Also, let me get rid of my face so that I'm not just moving weirdly. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the first pair Okay, so let's go back and recap very, very quickly because we got kind of distracted by the deck.
Yeah,
Things.
there's a bit of a detour there.
Okay, so our group has managed to arrive for the second challenge. The second challenge is a battle challenge where, in order of how fast you pass the first test, you get to decide who you're going to fight. This fight is to showcase how great a warrior you are. Each fighter will get to determine their chosen opponent, and the opponent must accept. There is no options on it, and it is a chance for you to prove how good you are. So, the first were the ninjas who arrived first. The two of them both look at each other, and they both turn and claim Tamaki. The second is the big and strong and burly warrior. He announces Tamaki.
But what?
The drunken master who went next strokes his chin and says, "Well, probably Tamaki." And the warrior with the fan turns around and says, I will challenge Tamaki. Now, here's the reason for this. The first group that goes up against you is the ninjas. Their plan is to have one of them learn about you, the second one guarantee a victory. The big muscle-bound dude wants to go against you because he sees Ryoshi as likely the strongest physical person to himself. And it's the easiest way to prove himself. The drunk has seen both Ryoshi and Tamaki fight. He has the advantage. And the fan guy is not physically strong, but believes himself that once you have fought 4 of these competitors, you guys are going to be just a pushover for your own fight. However, you then also get to pick who you would like to fight.
Ryu. Actually, no. I suggest that to the group. I suggest that to the group. not my. I'm not actually saying that.
No,
as
it's not. We get to choose who fights. Is we get to choose who we fight.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I suggest.
Want to fight Ryoshi?
What if
Not Ryoshi, the cat guy.
No, what if we go Tamaki?
Oh, Sui.
Oh, his name is. Oh, I didn't realize he had the same name as my familiar. Interesting.
You know what will really kick this this tournament up to an 11?
Gosh,
We challenge
another deck of many. Challenge all 4.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
I mean, I see no reason why not.
Did say any opponent, and he did say he was undefeated.
So we fight them all separately, and then we fight them all again as a collective?
No, we fight the God of
All of
War.
them at this.
So
fight him.
if I understand the rules correctly,
Oh.
Tamaki's going to get beaten up by 2 ninjas, and then Tamaki's going to get beaten up by a guy with a mace, and then Tamaki's going to be beaten up by a drunkard. Then we fight the God of War, and then Tamaki gets beaten up by a guy with a fan.
Yeah.
Well, technically, Tamaki includes all of us, doesn't it?
Yes. So you all
Yeah.
can
Okay.
fight with and
So that
yeah.
them selecting Tamaki means it's all of us. So we all get beaten up.
Oh,
by
that's
all these
funny.
people.
They chose one person, but they're getting fuller.
Yeah,
There
but
we go.
remember, they themselves probably have members that can help them. Remember?
True, yeah.
Well, yeah, the ninjas already are a pair.
Mhm.
Oh wait, no, because one fights and then the other one fights afterwards. Yeah, never mind.
No, they can
Yeah.
fight together, just like you can fight
Yeah.
together.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And yes, you're spot on the money. The ninjas will likely fight together.
Yeah, okay. But yeah,
But I
so
do-
yeah, if we challenge the God of War, that would be interesting. At least it would be for an interesting fight.
I thought it was after we got the right to challenge the God of War after.
No,
Fighting them.
not at all.
Okay.
Then again, it's your decision, but I really want to fight that guy. Like I
know you
really,
do.
I don't know how to explain it. It's like
And
this
if we
burning
beat him,
desire
you get the
deep
title
within
of
my
God of
belly.
War. Okay. We challenge the God of War.
At this point, there is a thunderous laughter from the deck as the God of War smiles, and he simply nods. Your challenge is accepted. And the first bout will begin
Yes.
as he thunders his hammer down.
By the way, is there first aid between fights?
Yes.
Phew. Good.
All right. Your first battle is with the shinobis of the Neko clan. All right. All right. It is a small arena. It is. I'm gonna show you the area that you're gonna fight in rather than the map because I don't have these. I don't have all of the stuff labeled out just yet. But it is a roughly 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, about 45 to 50 foot by 50 foot area. It is the exterior courtyard of a grand castle, and the two ninjas step forward. As they do so, one of them does a forward cartwheel and kicks into the air, while the other does a forward sweep of the ground, and they both land very ominously. You see that instead of their cat claws, they pull out what look to be like Wolverine claws as they seem to be ready to go.
I just kind of whisper, probably only enough for nearby to hear me, is be like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't want to fight these two.
You can set this one out. It can be me, Fumihito, and Ryoshi.
Yeah, that might be ideal.
As
Is
they
there?
bring out their claws,
Yep.
I will take the opportunity to do exploit vulnerability on one of them and kind of make a show of it.
All right.
That's a little bit low, but all right.
I mean, yeah, that's perfectly fine. You so do you need to make a check, or is it just automatic?
I have assured lore, which allows me to get at least a success because it's off of the level DC. So that gives me personal antithesis. I could roll if I wanted to try for critical success, but I don't think they have multiple resistances, weaknesses, immunities, and spell resistances.
No, they do not.
So I'll stick with my assurance and then just get so it's a weakness against me specifically for 5.
All right, very well. They have acquired said weakness.
So when I use the ability, I pull my katana, and all the pages from the Whispering Tome sort of flare out around me and wrap around the katana.
Very nice. I love it.
And you just like point at one of them and laugh. He's like, "Ha, you're weak under that part of your armor."
Actually, I will make a comment. No, not this character. Yoki would have.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Very well. They kind of look at their armor. They kind of look at you, like eyeballing it more than anything else. All right. Anyone else doing anything in the in the preparation round?
Shield.
What's that? Sorry.
Shield. Cast shield.
All right. A floating shield emerges around. Sort of floats in the air around you. Okay. Very nice.
I can cast. Well, if this puts me in the battle, then maybe I won't actually.
No,
cast
you
anything.
can. You're allowed to. You're part of their team.
Okay. All right. I'll as a parting, like me just watching the battle, I'll cast guidance on Tamaki because that's the only spell that I can actually cast.
Sure. Not a problem.
And I will
Alright.
exploit the hell out of that.
Very nice.
And then, 'cause I told myself I wasn't gonna use any like potions or anything in this. I just kind of take out my scarf and just kind of fling it around and get it ready to fight.
All right.
Almost like doing some kind of dance. It's kind of like
Just-
scare them a bit.
Just a reminder, Tamaki, you have the origami pendant that gives you +2 to your first haunt or spell saving throw that I gave you this morning.
Oh,
Just to remind you that it's there.
Haunt or spell saving throw. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
All right. Anything else?
No, I think we're ready.
All right. And with that, we will get you guys to roll into initiative. Now, let me get these up here because I need to just get rid of those. All right. All right. All right, there it is. All right, done. Okay, initiative, we will roll. Boom, there it is. All right. Takeshi gets to go first, which unfortunately he will not. But then we have one of our shinobis. So, straight away as they pull up, the first of these very, very cloaked individuals start to sway left and right. As they do so, you notice something unusual. The claws on their hands start to extend and distend as they sway with their body, making it very difficult to measure how long their actual reach is. This is because there's actually a spring inside of the actual casing of the claw, so it's actually a lot longer than it seems. Alright, as they are going to move forward, let's say that the first one is going to make a beeline for... Let's roll this randomly. Let's see who gets it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Whoops.
That is number 2, Tamaki. No, sorry, Fumihito. Fumihito, you're up. Because Kaito's on the sideline. All right. So, move action. Ooh, that was so close to a natural 20. But that is a dirty 20 as one of them charges up and swings with their claw.
That's a miss if they're
All right.
trying to attack.
They were trying to attack. All right. Second attack. Oh, sorry. This is 22 because you're flat-footed.
Still miss.
Okay, just checking. All right. Second attack. Let's see if this is any better. 28.
That hits.
All right. This is 12 points of slashing damage. As the first attack does miss you, but the second manages to cut into you. It slashes into your leg. I need you to make me a fortitude save.
Ooh.
20.
Unfortunately, that is not enough. And you feel something burning against your leg. As one of these cat claws rake into you, you know that the wound is poisoned. All right.
Oh, they're allowed to use
Ooh.
poison in this combat? Jeez, maybe you can use your bombs if they're using poison.
All right. You are poisoned 1.
Just, don't hit the audience, please.
All right. So that was their 1 action to charge, 1 action to strike, 1 action to strike a second time. Fumihito, you're up next.
All right. What do I want to do? So I could take a 5-step back out, and I could use it. Are they in a line? Can I draw a line between the two?
Not anymore.
Okay. In which case, I think I'll just start off with an attack against them. So... No.
All right. Your first attack with the katana swings and flies, flashing just underneath him. You watch as he bends backwards. The almost cat-like reflexes cause the back to arc in a way that just brushes past your blade as it swings out.
We'll try that again.
All right. You change your grip and swing again. As your katana arcs downwards. This is a critical miss.
Get to pull out the big die.
All right. Also, welcome in to our new followers, Del Common and Scorch Queen. Hi, Scorch. Nice to see you. Welcome in. Long story short, our characters are undergoing a challenge to prove themselves to be warrior scholars in the Empire of Kasai. They have passed the trial of the intelligence, barely, and they're now in the battle trial. The battle trial involved all the competitors in order of how they passed the first challenge, selecting their battle partners, and everyone has selected our hero's team because they want to weaken them down. Why specifically? Well, no reason. They just all have leverage on the group as opposed to any of the other competitors. So for each of the different groups, unfortunately, because of their actions, our heroes were the most viable choice, which is also going to make things very difficult. Now, Fumihito, your critical fumble, please. Give me a number between 1 to 5.
3.
All right, as you swung your blade, on the receiving end, you deal damage to yourself instead of the target. As your katana swings downwards, you watch, you kind of feel the hand of the shinobi grab the back of your palm and force your blade downwards, past his body, but into your foot. And I will have you deal your damage to yourself as you stab yourself in the foot. 4 points of damage. Not a great deal, but enough to have penetrated your feet.
I don't do a lot of damage, so that's one saving grace.
All right. Your third and final action, what are you doing?
Shield. So you see some of the tattoos from my face bleed away, and this black barrier appear before me.
All right. Thankfully, these guys are not possessed with attacks of opportunity, so they do not interrupt you casting your shield. You do watch, however, as the shinobi starts to make hand gestures over at the other, who turns their attention to Tamaki.
I will say out, careful of the blades, poison. I think.
Poison?
You definitely feel it. Even though it's a nick, you've been cut by blades before, but there is definitely a burning sensation that is very, very reminiscent of poison. Ryoshi, it is your turn.
Ryoshi's going to... Actually, since he's at a little bit of a distance at the moment, can Ryoshi test the waters? He's going to point his hand at one of... he's going to stab his blade in the air 4 times. And he's going to cast Divine Lance at one of them.
All right.
Divine Lance.
Easily.
Whoa.
As you do so, this golden arcing lance appears. Make your attack.
So this is specifically Divine Lance Law.
Law? L-A-W?
Yes.
All right. What effect does it have on lawful creatures?
Nothing.
Unfortunately, these ninjas are very disciplined and are, in fact, lawful.
Wonderful. He's then going to cast Shield upon himself again.
Hi, very
that
well.
does sadly make a lot of sense.
Yep.
Tis unfortunate. All right. Let's see. So stage 1. Okay, so just reading up on the poison. Stage 1 has no effect on you, Fumihito, but it will require a saving throw every round, and it will progress. Tamaki, you're up next.
All right.
You feel the guidance from Kaito, who is in the sidelines casting his spell on you.
Which one was doing the hand signs towards me?
The one that's next to Fumihito is the one that did the hand signs. The one who's still back on his side of the arena is the one looking at you. His attention was changed. Originally, it looked like he was going to go for Fumihito, but then as that first few attacks that Fumihito made came through, he was able to assess how good a fighter Fumihito is, and his hand signaled to the other one to go for another target, and you can tell that that one's the second one is looking at you.
Okay. Wait, the second one's look. Oh, okay. The second one's looking.
Yeah,
at
I'm gonna
me,
call.
the
Okay,
first
so I'm gonna call the
is-
one that's
okay.
fighting Fumihito Shiro, and the one that's looking at you Yasha. So Yasha
Okay.
is looking at you.
Gotcha. Well, if they can focus one, we can kind of split them up. Maybe they won't be able to get us well. So I'm gonna go after Yasha.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And as I run up to him, I'm going to kind of assess the situation of, using my scarf to possibly avoid spots in the armor to try for the devise a stratagem.
All right. You begin to assess these creatures, trying to devise a stratagem to best fight these shinobi.
Okay, so wow, so
That's
that'll
an
be
18.
18.
It's pretty good.
So as I go to throw my scarf at the one, at the Yasha, you kind of go to hit him. That would be a 13 plus 8, so it's 32 to hit.
32 will hit.
Okay. Oh dang.
All right, that's
19
19
points.
points. Very nice. 19 points digs deep, as does your precision damage.
Nice. That's all I can do. I moved up.
Moved up.
Strategy.
Yep.
And then yeah, so that's my turn.
All right, Kaito, you are still on the sidelines.
Yeah, and I'm also
Oh wait,
not
that was a
really
plus one to
watching
hit,
the
right?
fight too closely.
Guidance, was that a +1 to hit or damage?
It's oh
It's already
Good
been applied to
question.
your character.
oh yeah
Oh,
yeah
it's-
I
okay.
applied it to you. Yeah, it's already been added to your roll,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
and it's only the first time, so that's gone now.
Well, I was just wondering if it was a +1, it wouldn't have because I didn't actually roll the attack because that was for the devise a stratagem thing. So I would have gotten a 33.
I think it means that you
Oh.
haven't. I think it means you haven't actually rolled because the preface on guidance is the rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you haven't rolled an attack.
Oh yeah,
Or
that's
you-
a good point. Yeah, if you
But
attack
so-
the second time, yeah.
Well, no, because
think
I technically using the devise a stratagem on my next attack roll, it uses that roll.
Instead
So I
of
still
rolling.
make the attack roll. Yeah,
no,
but
you
it's still doing-
you don't. It's instead of rolling, you get the 18.
yeah,
But then I still would get the +1.
No, you
wouldn't I?
don't because you haven't rolled.
yeah. It's
Oh,
not
that's
actually
weird.
making a roll.
Okay.
Yeah. It's specifically on your next roll. So because you're not rolling it, you don't get it. All right. But it means it stays till your next round though. So
Gotcha. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, but on the sidelines, if anyone would look over, Kaito is actually not really watching the fight, and it looks like out of a disturbance, not because he's disinterested.
all right, very well. Yasha gets to move. So Yasha gets injured, wounded by the side, and immediately begins a series of maneuvers. The first maneuver he is going to do is to attempt to disarm you. What is your fortitude save?
So 9 plus 10, 19.
19?
Oh wait, spell saving throw. That's right.
No,
So
that's
never
not
mind.
what I asked.
No, I know. I was thinking of the amulet that Fumihito got, but if it's not a spell, then yeah, it's just a 19.
19 on your fort save.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 19.
Cool. So that means I need to hit. All right.
Oh.
No, he does still get the +2 on his.
Oh.
So, with that, he will manage to grab hold of your scarf. He hasn't disarmed you, however, because this will go to the second check. The second check, he is going to try and wrap you in your scarf.
Getting wrapped up in a bladed scarf. That doesn't sound very good.
I think it's only bladed on the ends. But
All right.
Yeah.
25. What's your AC?
23.
All right. You are tied up and entangled.
Ah,
You're tied up in your own clothing.
As you are entangled in your scarf, he is then going to stab you.
oh gosh.
Sorry, let me apply these conditions real quick. 1. Oh, it's enfeebled, sorry. 1, 2. There we go. Easy done. Alright, and then a stab. Alright, here we go. As the blade lands a 26, it not only stabs you quite deeply for... Oh, there we go. Sweet. 14 points of damage. I need you to make me a fortitude save.
That's a 25.
You resist the poison.
Yeah.
Alright. But you have been stabbed. Skewered.
Ah.
And that is all he does for his whole turn. So one action to basically not disarm you, but to like catch hold of your scarf. The second action to wrap it around you, and the third to just stab you with it. Now, keeping in mind, you notice at this point that these guys are almost billowing smoke, almost as if like smoke bomb gas is emanating from their person as they move. It makes them very difficult to follow. As we then go to Ryoshi. How did I miss Ryoshi? That's weird. Sorry, my bad. Ryoshi, you get to go now. And then you'll go earlier on next time.
Alright. After seeing one of these guys start taking on Tamaki, he's going to go, well, if Tamaki's taken down, that means we lose. So, guess I better go help him out. So Ryoshi's going to rush in and take on the person, was it Yasha that was tangling Tamaki in his own cape? In his own scarf?
It is Yasha who is, yeah.
Yasha. So Ryoshi's going to come over and make a couple of slashes against Yasha, trying to drive him off Tamaki.
Alright, make an intimidation check.
Yep.
With a 12, I'd say that for the purposes of this, yes, your blade will chase them off. So, Tamaki, you are no longer enfeebled or flat-footed. You are, you're still kind of like collecting up your scarf. And as this happens, Ryoshi, you've still got one more action remaining.
Can Ryoshi make a slash at Yasha before he runs off?
Do you have attack of opportunity?
No, I do not.
Then unfortunately, no.
Alright. Ryoshi is then going to cast shield upon himself. Good old shield. And turn to Maki. You need to get yourself together. If you get taken down, we lose.
Okay, you're right, yeah.
And then we won't be able to take on the God of War, which I will find unacceptable.
Alright.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
So, as this happens, you watch as the two ninjas look at each other and suddenly begin to make hand gestures as and you watch
Oh no.
as they cast mirror image.
Oh gosh.
I am not surprised at all in the slightest.
And then you see that there are a number of these shinobi ninjas lined up. They all prepare to encroach upon our team. But that will be a battle to conclude another day.
Quick question, Michael.
Yes.
Is that a concentrate action?
This one? Or the
Mirror image.
mirror image? I don't believe it is.
Well, concentrate, manipulate, or move.
Let me check. Concentrate, manipulate. Might be manipulate. Yeah, it might be manipulate.
Okay, so Shiro is within 10 feet of me and is the target of my exploit fund ability. So I have a reaction called Implements Interruption.
Ooh.
While I'm holding my weapon implement, which I am, the creature must be within wielding distance, which it is. Your weapon senses the moment of weakness and guides my hand to strike down the foe. Make a strike against the triggering creature with my weapon implement. If my attack is a critical hit, which would be unlikely, you disrupt the triggering action. Does not count towards my multiple attack penalty, and my multiple attack penalty doesn't apply to this strike.
So it's like an extra special
Attack of opportunity.
attack of
That's very cool.
opportunity, yeah.
All right, yeah, it is a manipulative action, manipulation action.
Okay.
So yep, you can make it.
Miss.
Ah, that is unfortunate. All right,
You know.
all right, but nonetheless,
What's the
ladies
time?
and gentlemen, boys and girls, that brings us to the end of today's session. Thank you kindly for joining us today. We hope that you had an amazing time. Thank you to the people from the Distal's Place who came and joined us a little bit throughout the game. Guys, it's always good to see you. Go check these dudes out. They are a lot of fun. Cool. My name is Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. We have gone a little bit over time, so I do apologize. We will come back as we continue our bout against these two ninjas, which our group isn't actually doing too bad against them. 19 points of damage was quite substantial as far as damage went. Because they prefer to not be in like direct confrontation. That's their weakness. But we'll have to see what the results of the battle will be when we return next. Actually, no, we won't be returning next week. Next week I'll be at PAX, so no shows on next week outside of random shows that I'll be doing like, hey, look, I'm at PAX. So if you are at PAX Australia this year, come say hi. Go check me out at all the different things. I've pretty much signed up for most of the D&D stuff, so we'll see each other there. Otherwise, guys, just have fun, enjoy life, enjoy all the things. We are going to go and pass on the raid. Where are we going to pass it? We are going to send it. Let's see. Who is doing stuff right now? I think Lou Boffin's doing a subathon, so we should go and raid over there, because we love Lou, our dear friend. Yeah, there it is. Lou Boffin is a wonderful streamer. I'm going to be meeting her at PAX, where she's doing a subathon at the moment. Please give generously and support, because, we love our content creators. We love to make sure that everyone feels warm, welcome, and safe to explore themselves in this amazing space. And Lou is one of these people who I think really does make the RPG community a better place. So, send all the love, send all the hearts, and till we meet again, as always, guys, from us to you, game hard or die trying. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.